There, mateys. This is Pirate Steven, and this is episode number 1 of Inside the Toy Box. We've talked about this show for months now, thinking it was going to happen in August, and it didn't happen because we couldn't get the schedules going, but it's happening now. This show is going to be a show about toy boxes. There's so many other shows out there in Disney Infinity, walkthroughs and such, but we wanted to give you something unique, and the show is going to be a show hosted by myself and somebody else you might know, and that person is MightyGitis.
Hello, everyone. I am MightyGitis. It's nice to be here with you all on this fine Saturday. I hope that you can see me now, maybe, possibly.
And what better?
I'm very excited to be here.
What better thing to do on a Saturday night, which is actually one of the reasons we chose this night was because it's Extra Life for kids, and we're hoping to raise a lot of money. And it's doing they're having a banner year with raising money. So I think last time I looked, it was way over 5 million. So
I saw a tweet that said it was at 5.5 million for the year.
That's amazing. That's ridiculous.
It's amazing.
Very, very happy to be a part of it. So here we go. What's good? We're just going to tell you what the show's about, because you might be tuning in going, why am I watching this? Besides wanting to see me and Lauren and what we have to say, I'm just going to go tell you this show. I actually started this show at the end of the 1.0 era. It was a show where I had a couple of the Toy Box mentors that had just gotten hired, and I wanted to spotlight them and get some insight from the people that are making this free content every week. People wanted to learn how to improve their game and get better and make better toy boxes. So why not go to the source of the boxes that are appearing in developers' picks? So it came out from that idea. Did a couple of shows, but I realized how hard it was to do by just myself producing a show. I have to give Will Kelly a lot of credit. It's a lot harder than just guest hosting and appearing on the show. Did a lot more work. So I went out and I got Lauren, who I know is a great talker, and she'll be great for this show. And we're gonna talk about toy boxes, help other people out there, because I know there are a lot of aspiring toy boxes artists out there that want to know how to improve their game, and hopefully by watching this, you'll be able to do that. So we're gonna on this show we're gonna take toy box questions. We're gonna be doing some reviews on some of the toy boxes that we've played. Toy box news out there. We're gonna talk challenges. We're gonna it's not gonna always be me and Lauren. We're gonna bring a bunch of our friends, our master artist friends, and our mentors. We'll try to get them on the show as well, just to get everybody get as much content out of there as we can. And yeah, we're very excited that you're here to join us. So hope for So Lauren, where might we see your work? Why do people know you?
Oh, why do people know
me?
Why
are you here?
Why am I here? I'm here because for the past 2.5 years of my life, I have been spending a lot of time playing Disney Infinity. A lot of time playing Disney Infinity. From launch day in Disney Infinity 1.0 is when I started. And why, aside from Dismat, I have box artist careers. I feature for the before I did. So I'm 1 week shy of being the longest toy box artist. They're the longest. They beat me by a week.
That's awesome.
But I'm very excited because with each season, we're seeing more people who want to join us, who want to get into it. 2.0, we gained a whole crop of amazing artists who are now master artists who were completely new to 2.0. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in 3.0. Who's coming? Who's going to join us in the ranks? I'm excited to see.
Yeah, we always love seeing ourselves and other master artists in the top 5. But I know, at least for me and you, we like to see other people in the top 5. It's exciting to see the game grow with new artists. So hopefully, if you hear our advice, you might see what we go through. Because would you agree that it feels kind of like we've had another full-time job for the past 3 seasons?
Yes. At first it didn't. At first it was just fun and I was excited and hoping to get into it. But once you get into the regular and you sometimes there are days where I feel like I'm obligated to sit down and build, where I feel like I have to. I schedule it into things. I'm like, all right, this weekend I have to do this. I need this many hours to build. And it does become, it's very time consuming. A lot of people who want to get into it are like, oh, it took me 5 whole hours to build. And you're like, mine took 40 hours.
Yeah, the boxes that I've had featured are 20 to 30 hours at least, and that's not including driving down the street, driving to work, and just having toy box brain where every tree looks like a different terrain. I'm thinking about which track I want to have for the street I'm going down, and you get that, like I said, toy box brain, and everything you think about is this game, and I feel like. Yeah, I don't know if I want to recommend everybody to get Toy Box Brain out there, but it's enjoyable. It's a fun hobby, and it's kind of it's a big part of our lives. So I'm happy that we're going to be able to share that with people. And you're in the game as well, right?
Yes, I am now a town. You're going to be a townsperson in the game soon.
Oh, we'll talk about
remember
me.
anything.
We're talking about people that are currently in the game.
It's funny because I use tweets from reply to see them ask a question, and I'll like, wait a minute, that's a cat. Excuse me. Wait a minute, you're my game? And yeah, it's weird. It's a little surreal, and I'm in it. It's a little surreal, especially because, like, for example, you use me as a running theme. I am the dark side in all of your Star Wars boxes. I have seen myself dying in toy boxes. I have seen myself leading toy boxes. It's really unique and weird to think about it. And every time I see myself, I'm like, this is strange. So brace yourself because it's very weird.
Well, were you disappointed that you only cost 100 sparks?
I was like, I don't know. I remember in 2.0, we had the townspeople were set up in a weird tree, and sometimes you would have to buy all the people to get to them, and some of them were like 1,000. I was sure I was gonna be like 1,000. No, I'm cheap. I'm just like Joe Schmo townsperson. Don't cost a lot of money. Go ahead, buy me. Throw me in a Sarlacc pit. No big deal.
Yeah, I paid $100,000, not dollars, 100,000 sparks for like Baby Groot and one of the hitchhiking ghosts and some random ice cream man from Stitch. So I was when I heard that you were going to be a townsperson, I'm like, oh my gosh, how much are they going to charge? But 100, I can spare 100 sparks for you.
The ice cream man is worth more than me. I was like, why? Why is the ice cream man worth more than me? But that's just the way it goes, I guess.
No, but that's really cool. So you won, to get that honor, you won the 2014 Toy Box Summit.
I won the popular vote half.
The popular vote.
The Twitter vote.
Yeah, the Twitter vote and the choice of
I did get the judge one, but the judge one got me stuff, whereas the Twitter vote is what actually got me the townsperson. Just like the Twitter vote for you is what got you the townsperson. And I can't be more thankful for the fact that occurred. But it's still I don't know when I'll be adjusted. Maybe I'll be adjusted with the fact that I'm in the game by the time that they're adding yours, and I will be news then. I'll be like, oh, look at all the new people. We've got 5 new toy box artists. They can go bother y'all, and they can leave me be.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a toy box party when they add the next 5. So my team won at the Toy Box Summit 2015. So that's 5 more people, and it's funny because you kind of think I already have plans for these other people's these little townspeople. Like I know Frank, the Baroness 89. I'm gonna put him at the end of one of the hardest levels ever because I know he likes to make his levels so hard that he'll be at the end. And then you're gonna put Nick in a Rex toy box.
A Rex themed toy box.
It's gonna be great. I mean, the being put in the game is I knew that was my goal after I saw you win it at the 2014. Like mine for like a whole year was planning how I was going to win the next one, and luckily I was able to put that through. But it feels like a getting put into your favorite video game kind of feels like an enshrinement, like a baseball Hall of Fame or NFL or anything. So yeah, I can't wait for that.
You can't really go back after that. There's no going back. I can't stop playing now. I'm
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
game. I think I can't. I'm tied to it. I've married to the game now. I'm stuck with it. I'm forever gonna be playing because I'm in it.
Might as well, right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of cool. One of our friends actually made this. I don't know if it's showing on the screen now, but this is going to be the logo for our show, and they kind of made. You can kind of see your townsperson uh, in like 8-bit form, which is really cool. And I'm actually think that that version of me is actually what I was actually thinking was going to be in the game for my townsperson. So if they ever asked for advice, I was going to recommend a black shirt and jeans. So that was very cool of our friend to make that, and we'll be plugging that. We'll be using that more in the show. If anybody has theme song that they want to donate, we can also use that in this
Noel,
as well.
Noel, you listening? Sonic Photo, you
Oh
need to
yeah,
make us a
we do
theme
have our
song.
friend Electro. That I believe is at a
Come on,
Come on Electro, make us a theme song and a music video too.
intro. Sounds like a great opener for us. I also just want to point out that on our logo, I love the sword and the lightsaber crossed. It's nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just to plug in, this was made by Commander Galaxy, which is awesome. Awesome of him to do this. So thank you for that. We're going to be using it. You will see it every time our show comes on. So let's get into some of the topics here. What do we have for today? We're going to be this initial show. We're just going to be telling you some good advice that anybody that's new to the game or that's been playing it that wants to know how to get more featured boxes should really listen to, because it's something that we use as our mantra, and we tell everybody that asks how can I get featured the same advice. So what we're going to do is I'm going to say one, then Lauren's going to say one, and we're going to go back and forth until your brain is soaked in everything that we think that you should be doing, working on your boxes. So, because all the people that ask us how they do it, this is the list. This is what you should be paying attention to. So, first thing I'm going to say for how to get a featured toy box is that you definitely want to play the toy boxes. You want to play the top 5 every week, because that'll give you some inspiration, and you can see why these boxes are getting featured. Because I know a lot of people, like, and myself included, I'll play I will every time I submit something, I have to in my mind think it's going to get featured, or why am I submitting it in the first place? So playing the top 5 will help you see why you might have gotten beat out by somebody, or why didn't I think of that, or that's why the person got picked. And Lauren has a great show on Wednesday nights where she plays through the top 5. So even if you're not going to play them yourself, watching somebody play through it is also a good way to be a better toy box artist.
I play a lot of toy boxes, guys. We're talking. I might spend more time playing toy boxes some weeks than I do building them, because the bottom line is everyone has a different play style. Everyone has a different build style, and the more you see the variety, the more you can create a rounded game that you're building, as opposed to, because you can get stuck. It's really easy to get stuck. I feel in 1.0 I was stuck with a certain type of gameplay that I did every time. Now it's not quite the same, and that's from playing other people's toy boxes. It's very important to see how people set things up. Always take the wand out and look at it. You don't want to take how the logic works together and figure out how different things are done to make yourself a more efficient builder by playing other people's toy boxes.
Absolutely. So what is your advice?
Very important.
All right, so your turn. What do you think that some people should be doing?
My big thing, and I harp on it a lot, and it's happening a lot on my stream, and that is testing. Testing is imperative, and it is not, at first, it's hard to understand how you should test things. A lot of times this has happened, especially in the past couple of weeks. I have had people who requested that I play their toy boxes on the stream, and then on the stream, they are discovering things that don't work in the toy box for the first time. And it's hard not to ask them, how did this not happen for you? A lot of times they're not playing the toy box all the way through from point A to point B. And I understand how easy it is to fall into this trap, because by the time you're getting towards the last stages of building one of these levels, you are so tired of looking at it. You're tired of looking at it. You're tired of playing it. You get to the point where you're like, I don't know why anyone would like this because it's so boring. So you want to shortcut things. It's easy to think you can just put a button to complete the task so that you don't actually have to play the task. But sometimes the way, because it's such a complex game, if you know anything about computers and systems, it's a trickle down effect. So this might fire fine by itself, and this might work fine by itself. But when you start playing it through, something happens at the end of this one that prevents this one from working. But because you never played it 1, 2, 3, all the way through the sequencing, you never noticed it happen. You don't notice it happens until someone like me plays it live on the internet, and you find out that it doesn't actually work the way you thought it did, but it worked in the individual pieces. It's
Yeah, and you
very
don't want that to happen. You don't want on MightyGitis' stream for her to break your toy box, and that's how you find out it's broken. That should be your goal from now on. Don't let her see that your box is broken. You want to play till you're disgusted of this toy box. You want to play it, play it, play it. You make one little change. I don't care if it's either like a title. You change the spelling of something. You want to play through that box again just to make sure you touching it didn't break something else. I think that's awesome. That's awesome advice.
The other important thing with the testing is to save before you save, test it, reload it. Don't Sometimes reset buttons work, sometimes they don't. But once you get into later stages, you need to play it, save it, play it all the way through, and then reload it before you change anything, so that you're starting right where you started before. It's very important.
Yeah, and to add on to that, it's always good to have 2 save copies so that you can rotate your saves, just in case maybe something worked in your previous save but didn't work when you changed something else. You always have something you can go back to. Or if I've seen so many people tweet or talk about, oh, I accidentally erased my box and have to start from scratch. There is no, that should never happen. You should always have a backup of what you're currently working on, because who wants the pain of 10, 30 hours going down the drain? So definitely make multiple saves. I agree there. So what's another?
My next one. Do you want to know my next one?
Yeah, let's do another one for you.
Clear direction is very important. You might know exactly what is this person's toy box, and it works perfectly for you. But if I land in your toy box with no text and no idea where I'm supposed to go, I'm gonna wander. And if you've allowed spaces that I can wander to that I'm not supposed to be in, I'm probably gonna end up there. It's important to leave direction. Use the beacons. Use a way. Make it. I hate to say it. Make it. Make it so that a child who can read can figure out what they're supposed to do. Don't leave me stranded in the middle of the box with no directions. Directions are important.
Yeah, because it is a kid's. We're all adults playing it, but it's a kid's game. So you should, if they're downloading this, you want to make sure that they can understand what to do. I agree with that as well. I was going to say, so you're an artist. You want to make sure you have all the tools that you can possibly have. So play all the play sets and play through like the toy box games, and make sure you have everything unlocked, because when it comes down to a challenge, you want to make sure you have your full tool set available for you. So definitely unlock things. I know myself, I haven't unlocked everything, but you want to make sure you have as much available to you as you can when you're building things.
Nothing is more draining than unlocking things, because you got a challenge and you realize you don't have all the pieces unlocked that you need, and then you're spending time that could have been spent building, unlocking things because you didn't have them unlocked. I have fallen into that trap a few times.
Yeah, I know I haven't played through all of the Inside Out playset yet. I think everything else I'm pretty good on, but I'm like, oh, I still need to get the broccoli enemies, and I gotta get the creature from the Black Lagoon enemies. So yeah,
before
definitely.
You know it, we're gonna have another playset that we have to play through. So
yeah, I'm down for it. We're gonna get one in December, so it's gonna be great. Jose in the chat has a good one, and I'm gonna read that out because Jose knows what he's talking about. And he says definitely scope down on the toy boxes, which I think is good because people have this idea in their head, and they think it's going to work exactly like that. And it's this big grand idea, and it's going to fit in their toy box, and they're going to, or maybe they'll have 10 toy boxes. Work on getting it to work in its simplest form, and then expand out. I think that's good advice. Or you could be like, because I know a lot of people that get to like, oh, I have one more day to the deadline, and then it all goes to crap because you thought too big at that moment.
That links over into another point, which is that work within the parameters of the game. You might have something that you think is a great idea that actually is not possible, because there are things that are not possible. We have logic, and some of them are possible, but in such a complicated manner that not everyone is going to go through the complicated manner. So you find something that you just can't do, maybe find something else you want to do, because you could bang your head into a wall for a while trying to make something work that doesn't really work and waste time on it. So work within the parameters that you have instead of trying to break the parameters.
You can start especially if you're new at this. Don't think it's so easy that you're gonna make this grand video game. Start small and then learn the logic and then build your way up around that. All right, here's a good one. I know you're gonna agree on this. Hide your creativity toys. I don't care what it is. Yeah, the creativity toys, they might be they when you don't have the wand out, they shrink down. They look like a little I don't know, look like something, but
like
small.
They're like a little pad on the ground, but it's still a pad on the ground.
Nobody wants to see that. I swear, every time I go into a toy box, I can see the creativity toys. It's like catching them with their pants down, like the dream where the nightmare where you're in school in your underwear. That is what it's like to find your creativity toys just hanging around. So hide your creativity toys because nobody wants to see that.
I actually played one of my 1.0 boxes the other day because I'm doing a revamp. That's a whole other story. But I played it, and in it are visible creativity toys, and it burned. I was like standing in my own toy box that I had built 2 years before, and I'm looking at them going, why are these here? Why did I not just put them? Why are they there? It's like I had caught myself with my pants down. I was like, I can't believe I left them like this. You live, you learn. It takes a few minutes. And I know it's hard, especially if you use a lot of logic. I like to have a whole nother level below and a teleporter, and I will teleport up and down connecting things all day long. If it's a matter of you don't want to move them, then don't put them there to begin with. Just don't leave them where I can see them. We have too many ways to make it look so beautiful. It's a beautiful forest, and in the middle of it, an enemy generator.
Ooh.
So beautiful.
Yeah, that's a great point too. That notice that you're going to progress as you build more toy boxes. Because myself as well, I look at my 1.0 boxes and it's like, who made that? Because or why did they get picked? When you know when you see what you could do now, and I did that as well in 2.0. When I was looking at some of the boxes that I made when the game first came out compared to the ones I made during the summer, was a grand leap just because the whole time you're playing and the more time you're spending in this toy box, you're learning how to do more things and you'll get better over time. So keep at it and don't get discouraged if you don't get featured your first time. Just keep building it. And I noticed that in 3.0, more and more people, at least at the beginning right now, are building for these challenges. And I hope it continues like that because the people that are building right now, don't get discouraged. You're going to make something awesome and it could be your breakout.
I have seen some very promising artists. I've played some boxes that are like it reminds me of myself when I was first getting started. You see the directions they're going that are very creative and you're like, once they learn this, once they've got the under the belt how to do it and how to do it efficiently, we're going to see some these names in the top 5. And I'm very excited about that. The fall is a very hard time, guys. Don't get discouraged. The fall, even for us who have been doing for every top 5 is a little stressful. It is not, the fall is the hardest part because it's so much, you're all learning new, you're all fresh and ready and excited. And so there's so many people entering challenges. Don't get discouraged. The season is long. We have time. We've got a lot of challenges to come, and just treat every box like a learning situation, whether it features or not. you learned something and you became more efficient at what you're doing, and the next one will be even better. Just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, because after Christmas is a Christmas bump. You'll notice that everybody gets this game for Christmas, and there'll be more downloads and likes on the toy boxes, hopefully, but more downloads right after Christmas happens. So you'll see a lot of people playing your box, even if
I'm
it
very
doesn't.
excited for the Christmas bump. I'm
Yeah,
very
Christmas
excited for the
bump.
Christmas
Woo,
bump.
Christmas bump.
There's a lot of that. January is a fun time for the toy box. You get a lot of new people. There's more people paying attention to the stuff that you're making, and it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the Christmas bump.
Yeah, this is and the Disney Infinity community is ridiculously nice and friendly. My next thing I was going to say is reach out, and they have so many resources for information. All the master toy box master artists are on Twitter, or DisneyInfinityFans.com is which I'm a moderator at, has the most toy box artists anywhere you can go on the internet. So far in 3.0, 100% of the toy boxes have come from members who are registered at Disney Infinity Fans. So it's because all these minds are coming together that people are able to produce good stuff. And the next thing I was going to say is it's cool to have a support group for your projects. So I know the first thing happens when I hear about the new challenges. I have 3 or 4 different groups that I'll go to and go, hey, what are you doing? What do you think? What are you going to work on? And this is what I'm thinking. And it's from brainstorming with other people that are into this game. You'll learn more, and you think of even grander ideas. And I think the support group around this game is incredible, and definitely everybody should have one.
And what's great about also talking about your toy box, I actually learned this when I would do something called Novel Writing Month, where you're writing a novel. Telling people you're building the toy box gives you a certain level of accountability. You now feel like you should keep building it and working on it because you're telling someone. And also sharing the small milestones, because somewhere in the X amount of hours it takes you to build this toy box, you're going to get discouraged and not want to look at it anymore. But sometimes little goals, you make a little video of it and share with your friends, and they're like, oh, that's cool. And that feedback fuels you to keep going. Sharing what you're working on with someone who can feedback to you, or is also working on a different toy box, is a lot. It helps you keep your mind open and keep it flowing, because sometimes, just like with writing or anything else, you can get blocked, and talking about it does help.
Yeah, the toy box block is real. Like, everybody will get it, and you'll be doing great on your toy box, and all of a sudden someone will hit you, and then you don't want to touch it for a couple of days because you don't know what to do with it anymore. But it looks pretty. So definitely this community, like I said, reach out to the community, join the forums. The official forums are great as well. They're revamping that site to make it more useful. Definitely all over the internet. The Toy Box Mentors on Twitter. You should definitely follow them, and everybody's very helpful. So don't feel like someone's gonna ignore you or not help you with your questions. Here's a great one. I know you agree with me on this one. Is skip challenges. Don't feel like you have to do every one. Take breaks, because the more time you have on a box, devoted time you have to a box, the better it's going to be. 20 hours on one box is better than 10 on 2 boxes.
Particularly for those of us who adult and have work and families and whatnot, taking 1 week for a challenge is just not feasible. For me in particular, like I don't think you don't do any 1 week challenges either, do you?
No.
We now have a rolling challenge calendar. You will know of every challenge at least a month in advance. So don't feel like, and if a challenge comes up and you've kind of started one, but it's not really flowing, and you have an idea for this one, maybe let it go. Make like Elsa, let it go, and put the 3 weeks into the other one instead of the 6 days into this one that will probably be a waste of your 6 days. Use the time wisely, budget it. A 3-week toy box is going to be way better than a 1 week toy box any day. It doesn't matter who you are. 3 weeks is better than 1. Take your time. You have it, use it.
Yeah, I'm to the point where I could probably only do 1 toy box per month, or 1.5 where I collab with somebody. just because it takes so long. You want to have quality. You don't want to just push things out there all the time, unless you're really great and you have a lot of time and
Or
and or what?
you're efficient
Yeah, my brain doesn't work that way. I
to
have too
do
much
it.
going on to be able to do every challenge. But yeah, take breaks and stop the insanity. It's too much to do every challenge. Um, here's another one. Beware and avoid summit fever and burnout. There's a lot of people out there that see how fun the Toy Box Summit was, and they just want to build boxes just from the beginning, and with the intention of, I want to go to a Toy Box Summit, I want to hang out with the master artist, I want to hang out with JV and Allison and have a great time. It's a lot of work, and like I said, you don't want to push yourself for that one thing. Just get better. If you keep improving and getting featured toy boxes, you very well could reach that milestone. But don't burn yourself out building toy boxes, because then you're not going to have fun with the game. You're going to not like the game anymore if you just burn yourself out.
The Toy Box Summit hype is very real, and it is tricky. Like I almost burned myself out like right out the gate of this one. I was like, I do 4 of these first month's challenges, but work, I did not do half of that. And you know what? Now I'm working on one now, and I'm kind of glad, because it was too tempting to just run. It is not a sprint. It is a marathon. We have months. Take your time, pick the challenges that are speaking to you, that you have good ideas for. Don't feel like you can just throw as many things at it as possible and get through. Pick something that you have passion for, because the passion shows on the other side when we play it. We see it. You can tell. When I play a toy box from someone, I could tell how much they cared about they were making it. And then you feel the ones that they were like, I built this because this was the challenge, and so I did something. You can tell the difference. So pick the challenges that speak to you. Don't just do it to do it, or you will in the end be a couple months into this and tired of playing because you're building things you don't even like. Play what you love, build what you love.
Yeah, because if it doesn't get featured, you're going to be stuck with it, and you're going to waste all that time. You definitely want to build something that, if it doesn't get featured, that you're going to love to play afterwards as well, and share with your friends, because there's the friend share there that can help you do your testing as well. So that's all I got. Do you have any other advice for a new artist or aspiring artist?
There is one last thing. I think we missed it. Screenshots. Your screenshot on your toy box. For those of you who don't know, when you save your toy box, that is your screenshot. What is on the screen is your screenshot. Don't take that screenshot of you holding a wand looking at a trigger area because it doesn't look good on the menu. Like, pulling up and down, if I see that, I just go, especially when there's like a good title description, but the screenshot is just like a character with a wand out, and I can't even tell what's going on. So like, we will go to extreme lengths. I will set up cameras, set up specific perches to stand on. Like, take your time with your screenshot. When you know that box is done and you're saving it, make your screenshot something that's worth looking at, because that's going to be, it's like a cover. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but everybody does. So please make the cover look kind of decent so that people will download it and play it. And people are more likely to do that than if
you see every week they'll add like 100 toy boxes. Well, you're gonna scroll through them, and if you see something, you're only looking at the title, the description, and the picture. You definitely want to have something that people want to play. So definitely, yeah, work on your screenshot game. As Lauren would bring your A game for the screenshots. So are you working?
Bring your A game. You better bring it.
Better bring it. Bring it. So I think we hit every point we need to make as far as everybody helping people out there. If you have any other questions, definitely find us on Twitter or Disney Infinity Fans or wherever. We're out there. So definitely let us know if you have any other questions with what can I do to improve myself. Let me see if the chat. Oh, there's one more. Jose wanted us to add one more, and that is spell check your stuff. Definitely when you're playing through it, make sure you spell the words correctly. your title.
Actually read the text.
Yeah.
It's so tempting because you've played it 15 times to just stop reading it, but actually read it, because I had a typo, made it all the way through, like tons of testing because I had stopped reading it and I didn't notice it, and it made it all the way through to the final product because I wasn't reading the text anymore.
Absolutely. Definitely read your stuff. You wrote it. You should read it. All right. So, are you working on anything right now for any of these upcoming challenges?
Yes, I am. I am working on something for the parade challenge. The 1.0 toy box I actually mentioned that I played of my own was Save the Parade, which was my second ever featured toy box from 1.0. And it was a Macy's Day parade using replayers. You would have to find pieces of parade floats, and they would, using replayers, it would vanish from here and appear there, which was at the time amazing. Now it's old hat trick. We all do that now. And so I'm doing a new one, and it's all on paths instead of replayers, so that the blocks, as you find them, are flying back to the floats, and the floats are going to move. And it's already too many paths, but it's basically taking a concept, which was a 2-year-old concept that I did in 1.0, and now I'm doing it with 3.0 tools, and it's going to be so much cooler. I'm very excited about it. We've got almost 2 weeks left on that one, I think. And I'm very excited on it. You working on it?
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say your Save the Parade was like a game changer. I remember at the time in 1.0, like people didn't know replayers until that happened. So that was a great box.
I Peck because of that toy box, because he came to the Disney Infinity fan forums to ask how I had done that, and that was the whole reason why we met Patrick initially, was because of this toy box, which is weird about, because that toy box didn't even get fished because the replayers, you guys know, there's no instruction manual. In 1.0, there was even less of an instruction manual because we didn't have the YouTube things. Not as many people were doing tutorials as there are now. So the replayer was giving me a headache, and it almost didn't make it. I think I finished that toy box at like 2 o'clock in the morning the night before deadline, and I went to work so tired the next day. It barely made it in there. So for it to have made the impact that it had at the time was very amazing for me. And now I'm doing it again.
The sequel. No, I can't wait to see this. We have a lot better tools now, so I can't wait to see what you do with it. So right now with the Jedi training, the parade challenge, Imagineering. There's a week off, and then the dinosaur. Not the dinosaur challenge. What's the name?
The Good Dinosaur.
Good Dinosaur.
The Good Dinosaur.
The Good Dinosaur. So that's right after the movie came out. So hopefully we see some good boxes.
What's tough about that one is it's like the movie comes out and then a week later that's due. So you only have a small window of time to actually experience the film to make a toy box for it. So I'm intrigued to see what kind of toy boxes we get from that.
Well, I feel like we did that for the Age of Ultron when that movie came out. I feel like it was the week of the. I don't know. It could have been different, but yeah, that's not a lot of time. But hopefully it'll be fun.
We collabed on that. We did that in a week and a half. A 6-person collab in a week and a half, which was crazy.
Everything we do is crazy, but it's excellent marketing too. Like to have okay, here's the movie, here's the toys you can play with, and then here's 5 awesome toy boxes in our downloadable community content based on the new movie. So I think it's cool that they have challenges based on movies that are out there.
Especially when there's a figure to tie in, so these people can go see the movie, buy Spot and the dinosaurs, and go home and play toy boxes based on them, and it's a nice synergy that they have going on.
Absolutely, I can't wait to see if people come up with that. So on our show, I don't know how often we're gonna be broadcasting shows, whether it's going to be weekly, monthly, or whatnot. But we'll go down to different challenges and brainstorm ideas and help you guys if y'all need any sparks of imagination to go with your toy boxes. So that's something
I'm really hoping that for the Imagineers challenge, somebody is building Disney Infinity the ride. I'm really hoping for this. I want someone to build Disney Infinity the ride, where it's I can't.
I did Infinity Land in 2.0, but with 3.0, I think definitely remember we built all of Disneyland, and then 3.0 we got the Path creator, and
I think they did that on purpose.
yeah,
It's really funny to think of the lengths we had to go to create moving rides in 2.0, and now you can place a path and hook a vehicle to it and have it go in a matter of like 5 minutes. But I spent like 12 hours of my life to get the stupid jungle cruise to go around the stupid river because we didn't have the tools, but they had us do it anyway. Now, if they did it now, imagine what we could do if they let us do it now.
it's true.
I vote for a redo.
It's like they threw us some breadcrumbs, and then now just build a ride, build a ride. So I'm probably going to be working on at least one Imagineering challenge box. I feel good that I have that extra week to build it because of Thanksgiving, but that's what I'm working on right now, and I'm doing some fun projects that are not for challenges too. So definitely I'll let you guys know about that. So we're near the end of our show. Just to let you know, guys know you can always reach out to me and Lauren or any of the mentors or the master toy box artists. Lauren, where can people find you on the internet?
The main place to find. Always happy to answer questions. Some days I might respond. Others I have a lot of work. I'm working a lot right now because of. Well, anyway, I'm working a lot right now. So if I don't answer you, don't like. I will eventually go through the whole list and I will reply to you. And I'm happy to answer questions. I do my streams every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. on Twitch. And if you have a toy box entered that week and you want it played, just reach out to me before the show and let me know. I try to get through as many as I can. Some weeks I have a lot of long toy boxes. Other weeks I have a lot of short toy boxes. It's just so sometimes I might not get to it, but I will try. I love to expose new artists on the stream, but make sure you're ready because I do break things. I'm sorry if I break the toy box. Before you ask, just think, what would Lauren break? And then if you can think of something I could break, I won't play it live. I'll play it off stream too. If you just want me to play it, just let me know.
That's awesome. Definitely reach out to Lauren. She's very good. She's like a Twitter butterfly where she's on there, so she will Twitter fly. Just made that up. People probably say that, but so definitely reach out to her if you have any questions. And I'm on Twitter as well at the Pirate Steven. You should see it right there. But yeah, reach out to us. We don't know the answer. We know a lot of people that play this game. We know a lot of people that develop this game. So we will find the answers out for you. So don't be shy. We're nice most of the time. Don't believe what you hear or read on the internet about us. So I'll let everybody know when the next show is going to be. But I hope everybody enjoyed it. Right before we leave, I just want to do some outro plugs of some of our favorite Infinity sites. Like I said, knowledge is power. The more you know about Infinity, the better you're going to be at this game. So just to go down the list, Disney Infinity Fans is a great forum. The official forums, Disney Infinity TV has a lot of great content. I'm a guest host on that. Lauren's been on Disney Infinity TV as well. Diz Kingdom, Infinity Inquirer, Toys for Game podcast, iHeart Infinity. Hope I don't forget any. Disney Holics, Infinity Corner. Lauren, help me out. Any others?
Oh, I think you got all the name brands. We got some. If you're looking for tutorials, make sure you check the official channels for tutorials from Jose, and also Sumerian has a YouTube channel that's all about tutorials. If you're looking for how to do things, those are good places to go.
Absolutely. Jose and Sumerian make some awesome logic. Logic is very important in Toy Box. So if you have any questions, you can go there or us, because it's always cool to watch a video and then practice it yourself. Practice makes perfect in the Toy Box. So, all right, that's gonna about do it for us. Hopefully next week we'll have a theme song. Not next week. Whenever we do the show, we'll have a theme song by Electro. It's gonna be awesome.
You said next week, so now it's gonna end up being next week. You cursed it.
Oh, you know what? We'll tell you when the next show is gonna be. But into the meantime, hope everybody does awesome in our toy boxes. We look forward to playing them. And have a good night. Extra Life. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in.